It is my honor and privilege to introduce Trevor Witt, who I've known since he entered K-State as a freshman in 2013 right out of high school. So everything that I'm going to mention in this list of accomplishments has occurred within the last 2.5 years. Trevor has contributed a lot of time in service to both the community and the university, engaging in activities too numerous to recount here. He has presented original peer-reviewed research at the 14th Annual Oklahoma Aerospace Education and Research Symposium in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and at the 2015 Association for Unmanned Vehicle Systems International Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Trevor presented a poster on his research at the K-State Developing Scholars Program 15th Annual Research Poster Symposium, and was one of only 5 students from the K-State system who was awarded the 2015 Undergraduate Research Travel Grant to cover the cost of attending the AUVSI conference. For the last 2 years, he has been employed in the KSU Polytechnic UAS Research Lab as the lead data analyst. In this capacity, he has participated in numerous research sorties, flying very expensive platforms for customers in the academic and private sectors. FERPA, we're all familiar with FERPA. FERPA prohibitions preclude mentioning specifically what his GPA currently is, but let's just say that it couldn't be any higher. Thank you. And finally, in his spare time, Trevor created one of the few companies in Kansas to be approved by the FAA for commercial operations to provide low-altitude aerial photography services using small unmanned aircraft. It is definitely my pleasure to introduce to you Trevor Witt.
Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you all again for attending tonight. This great opportunity to display the teaching excellence that is, from our first 5 presenters, so prevalent across the K-State University. Well, so to give you a little background on myself, I've always been a real analytical thinker. I was a kid where you give me a set of instructions, and I'll follow those instructions exactly, and then I'll get the result I intend. And as we all are well aware, there is no perfect instruction book for a life well lived, for a perfect life. And so what's the next best thing? Is to go to people with more years of experience under their belts, to go to them and learn from them, from their successes, from their failures, and to apply those to our own lives. So that's why I'm here tonight, and that's why I chose to give my presentation all about meaningful mentorship and kind of the story of how teachers have equipped me for success. So a meaningful mentor to me, I kind of broke it down into 3 different things. Oh yeah, and I'm kind of an oddball tonight. I chose not to go with a PowerPoint slide just because I was working on it this weekend and it just was not meshing with what I wanted to speak tonight. So hopefully my words will be able to paint a better picture than what a projector ever could. So a meaningful mentor to me is somebody who has a vulnerability about themselves. Like I said, somebody who's able to speak to their successes and also to be humble and be able to acknowledge their failures and to be able to help us students and us mentees and to not make those same mistakes so that we can continue to live in this progression in life. And then also, a mentor presents an opportunity for a student to excel, and then equips them to excel at that opportunity. Well, in my life, this kind of mentorship that I so sought lacked greatly in my growing up years, specifically in my dad. Now, I've never doubted how much my dad loves me, but growing up, he was definitely emotionally absent in my high school years. So this struggle inside me to find a mentor will always find a way somewhere else. And then another tragedy struck in the midst of family struggles, my parents getting divorced, my car. My beautiful, beautiful black car, dark tinted windows, straight pipes, had an awesome sub in the back. It was my status symbol in high school. A little too much, to the point where I was showing it off, and I blew up the engine in it. So here's all this craziness going on in my life, and then my means of transportation and my status symbol is now gone, and I'm forced to drive a blue minivan. And it is here where an incredible mentor in my life stood up, a man in my church community who said, hey, bring your car to my house. I have a shop. He has an awesome shop. I still go there to this day to change the oil in my car. But he said, bring it up. We'll swap the engine in it. And I go, you think I can do that? I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. He's like, that doesn't matter. We'll spend this summer working on it together. And it was that environment, that vulnerability that he presented in opening up his home, the opportunity to be able to work on a car for me to be able to escape from all that craziness, and the equipping for me to excel at that opportunity, because I drove that car out of that garage at the end of the summer. So it was from there in high school where my high school shop teacher actually made me aware of the opportunity at K-State Polytechnic, where on my first tour, I just fell in love. I've always loved building things. I've always loved robotics, and I've always had a passion for aviation. And this is where unmanned aircraft systems totally meshes together. And it's also there in my freshman year where I found yet another mentor in the K-State family who presented a vulnerability of hiring me as a freshman. And from that, he equipped me with so many opportunities, from working with the Bureau of Land Management on research projects, working directly with Westar Energy, large agriculture companies, and of course, departments throughout K-State. It's there from where I was equipped with the passion for undergraduate research that Dr. Most mentioned, Dr. Most being one of my great mentors in helping me through that process, and many other K-State faculty and staff who are sitting here right now who have helped me achieve those successes. So I kind of want to go back to talking about, so my dad and I are now reconciled, which is an amazing thing to have. But amongst that healing and that transitioning that wound to a scar, I always had a desire in me, okay, I'm always going to be achieving things. I'm never going to sit idle. So that is when another mentor in my life spoke to me and said, Trevor, you can be just as wrong in the opposite direction. Those are words that I'm still processing through this day, where I'm always wanting to achieve more and more. And then those words that are reminding me to cut back and to kind of realize what priorities are the best in life. So it's there that I kind of want to leave you guys with a note of make time to be mentors. You don't know what words and what actions you're going to say that are going to impact your students for a lifetime. So thank you.